Welcome back to KP's Kingdom, Cooking with KP, and today I'm going to show you how to make these beautiful Greek inspired pinwheels. And oh, you've got to try and make this one at home, folks. It is amazing, but really simple. Alright, I'll get on to the eating part later in the video. We want a mixing bowl. The next thing we are going to want is some feta cheese. Now I buy my feta cheese in bulk, usually buy a nice big tub. Try and make sure if you're going to buy it this way that you get a really good long expiration date. One of these tubs will last us a year, depending on how crazy we get with the feta cheese. So I'm taking a small piece out of the brine, and quite simply all I want to do is cut this up into really small cubes. So I just cut some slices off like that, as I'm doing there, and I'll snack on a bit as I go. Then we're just going to cut them back through and try and keep them as square and cubed as possible. We want them nice and fine, don't forget. You could put it into a machine and make it into a crumbed feta, but these work out just about the right size. So now what we're going to do, we're going to put that into our bowl, and we also lost a few pieces onto the floor, and it's a good idea to clean those up, otherwise the rats will get them. Alright, I've got a couple of ham steaks that I've already cooked off in a fry pan, and all we're going to do is exactly the same as we just did with the feta. So we're just going to run our knife through. I'm going to cut them into nice little cubes. You could use a different type of ham, I suppose, if you wanted to. Ham steaks, inexpensive, easy to buy, and depending on where you buy them from, you can use the leftovers for the next day. Sorry, I had a bit of a mental block there. A little bit of white pepper, my go-to for something like this, and a little bit of ground black pepper. You could use freshly ground, but we want everything to be nice and fine. We're going to put in a couple of really good heaped tablespoons of oregano as well. I'm going to put in a little bit of garlic powder. Fresh garlic won't work as well in this recipe, believe it or not. Alright, here I've got some sun-dried tomatoes, and I've already got a couple of sheets of paper towel or kitchen towel, and I'm just going to dig out, I would say, around about a third of a cup of these sun-dried tomato strips. If you don't find the strips and you only find the whole sun-dried tomato, don't worry, just cut them up with a knife. It's pretty simple to do. And this is going to give these little pinwheels an amazing flavour. You can see I've dug out a red chopping board, and what these different coloured chopping boards are is red is for protein, green is for vegetables, blue is supposed to be for seafood, but look, I'm constantly washing my boards down all the time, so the only reason I'm using this red chopping board, and I've only used it a handful of times before, is because the oil from the sun-dried tomato is going to stain my whiteboard something stupid, and I don't want that. So something like this, or if I'm doing beetroot, I'll use this red board. So once we've cut that sun-dried tomato up nice and fine, we're going to add that to our bowl. And here I have 500 grams of pork chipolatas. I've just bought them from the supermarket, and the reason I'm actually using this is because I love the flavour of the mince. It's a really nice mince. If you find a sausage that you like, and we're using pork because of the fat content in this instance, but if you find a pork sausage that you like, use it. If you want to buy pork mince and grind it up even finer, you're probably going to run into a couple of little problems flavour wise. There's all our little skins, they're all taken off, and you saw how easy that was to take the meat out of the skin. You just squeeze it out like a toothpaste tube. Now, as you can see, the return of the gloves, and that's because I'm going to get my hands really nice and dirty, and I hate getting food products stuck underneath my nails. So we're just going to mix that by hand. Make sure we incorporate everything together. And there we have our mince. Right, that's part one of our stuffing done. We have some pre-bought puff pastry, just the stuff you find in the freezer. And I've got a knife, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to key, sorry, that's a cabinet making term. Yes, I used to be a cabinet maker. But what we want to do is rough up around about 1/2 inch to 1 inch of the edge of the pastry. And that is so when we put these two pieces of pastry together, they will actually stick. So we're just going to rough those edges up. As I've done, we're going to line up those two roughened edges against each other. We're going to remove that plastic protective film, and now we're going to press these pieces of pastry together. Just like that. Alright, nice and simple. We get all that pork mince and we drop it, literally drop it, onto our pastry. Scrape out any little crumbs that might be left in the bowl. And this is where the magic really starts to happen. Now I'm just using my chef's knife to manipulate the mince mixture. And we want this mixture to be around about, I would say, anywhere between 10 to 13 millimeters thick. That's 3/8 to 1/2 inch in the imperial scale. And we're just going to keep working it. We don't want it to go all the way to the edge. We want an overlap, which we will get shortly. One more ingredient to go. Some fresh baby spinach leaves. And we're just going to layer over the top of that mince mixture a nice generous layer of this spinach leaf. And I've sped this up. Some of my videos have been going a little bit over time lately. Alright, now comes the fun bit. Take your time, but all we need to do is start making our roll. And the idea of a pinwheel is the pastry works from the inside towards the outside. So we just keep rolling, almost as though you were doing a sushi type roll, but we want to make sure that pastry is smaller on the inside than it is on the outside. And if you drop a piece of spinach here or there, just put it on the end. It'll all work out in the end. And we keep rolling. Now you can see why I've left so much pastry at the end. It's to give us a really good overlap, which will end up being a really good seal against the elements it is going to face in the oven. Alright, we've got that. We're tucking it all in, just making sure we're happy with it all. I'm going to get rid of that plastic. I'm going to angle it also so you can see a better view of when it's being cut. Alright, nice sharp chef's knife. We're going to make these call it 1 3/4 inches thick, 18 millimeters to 20 millimeters thick, and we're just going to lay these down on our baking tray. There we go. There's some I've prepared before. We're going to put our oven at 180 degrees. These are going to go into the oven for about 35 to 40 minutes, and then all that beautiful goodness will be ready for our belly. There we go, they're done. Serve them up just as is. They taste amazing. Try and make this one at home, guys. Really simple. Look, I can't even wait for it. I can't even wait for this video to finish to start eating. Really simple. The sun-dried tomato and the feta and ham just explodes in your mouth. Thank you for watching this video. As I said, share this with your friends If you like this video, hit that like button, it gives me confidence. Hit that notifications bell so you'll be notified when I put a new video up. But more importantly, hit that subscribe button. Come, join the family, we want you. Anyway, I will catch you next time.